Welcome back to another episode of the Game Winner Pod. I'm your host, Malik. That's AJ. We're going to talk a lot of basketball today. Season starting to come to an end, playoffs starting to ramp up. But first, how you doing today, my boy?
Doing good, bro. How about you?
I've been good. We had a long day. Saw some crazy shit just now. Uh, um, yeah, bro, we finna get right into it, though. We're going to start with the Nuggets and Wolves. Um, Probably the game of the year. I think so. Double overtime. Jokic had a 60-point triple double and had like 36, 10, and 9. Um, just a great game. It was a great game. I didn't see that coming. I thought the Timberwolves were gonna thoroughly beat them because they've been doing that. I feel like the Timberwolves are a bad matchup for the Nuggets. Like I feel like if the Timberwolves see the Nuggets in the first round or second round, if the Nuggets see the Timberwolves at all in the playoffs, they're going to lose. They're gonna go home. But what did you see from the game? What was your recap? What was your take on it?
Um, yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think that's a bad matchup for the Nuggets too with Timberwolves. I seen how the Nuggets was up by like almost 20 points in the first quarter, and the Timberwolves just slowly found their way back into the game. But I'm not surprised because, like you said, Timberwolves is a bad matchup for them. I don't think the Timberwolves should even have themselves even in that predicament, and with no Jamal Murray. So it was like kind of crazy seeing that, kind of shocked. But the one thing the one thing that I could talk about is like I think the way that Ant plays against them, I've heard like a stat where he averages like almost damn near 30 against them. Like he goes crazy against the thing Nuggets. And he only had 10 points going to the fourth quarter, I want to say.
Yeah.
And ended up with 34, so scored 24 during them two half overtimes in fourth quarter. So it's like he stepped up kind of big. Nikhil Alexander Walker did what he had to do against them. He had made good plays down the stretch. Um, Also with them not having Nas Reed end up coming back and winning. So it's like, I mean, I thought it was a very good game. It's just definitely the best game of the year. But I'll put it number one. Yeah, definitely best game of the year because I put OKC versus the Cavs that first game number two. But um, I like how Jokic played. Jokic had 61 against him. He went crazy, but it's Jokic. Um, yeah, I think like you said, I think Timberwolves was a bad matchup, and I think Timberwolves win the game. I mean, they were supposed to. I feel like if they was in a series, Timberwolves would definitely win that series for sure.
I feel like if Aaron Gordon is gonna shoot the ball like that, he had like 30 points. I think he had like five, six threes. If he gonna continue to do that, then the Nuggets can be anybody. He's not gonna do that though. Like he's not gonna continue to shoot the lights out. Like I'm watching that game and I'm like, this nigga gonna miss. Like I
Yeah,
think one play he came down and transition rose up and Buddy faced no, I think it was Waddle. I don't know. But it was in transition. He just came down, just pulled it. And
yeah, same.
I'm like, that's not his game. That's not his game at all. But he made it like nothing but now he made it. So I'm like, he was just on one that night or last night. But my thing is I'm with you. Like, they're a bad matchup for the Nuggets. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like them losing Cat made them worse, but it didn't make them that much worse. Because I think about it, Julius, again, I'm not gonna say he's as good of a player as Cat, but he is tougher, stronger, more physical. And he does fit the culture that they want there. They want hard, tough nosed players, you know what I'm saying? That's coming in, willing to play defense, get buckets. Like he does fit that. Like as great as Cat is, you could say that Cat was a little soft. You know what I'm saying? You're 7 foot and you want to be at the 3 point line. I know you can shoot the ball very well, but like you wanna you rather be out there more than inside to a certain extent. You know, like personally, I feel like have Cat would have been down low a little bit more last year, that that Maverick series probably would have had a different outcome.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So um Like I said, it was a great game though. Like double OT. I didn't know who was going. Like when they jumped out to that lead, I was like, yeah, that Denver probably like got them. But then the game, I was doing homework too. The game was just going on. More I'm seeing Minnesota just coming back. I think I cut it on in the third quarter, and they had like took the lead. So I'm like, yeah, that's a good game. So I cut it on. But late in that game, something pivotal happened to swing the game in Minnesota's favor. Westbrook. It pains me to say this because you know how big of a fan I am of his. Uh, Terrible missed layup, terrible foul. Put him at the line. They win the game. So what was your take on that? You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. Kind of what I know what you're gonna say anyway.
No, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm not even about to bash Westbrook like that. I mean, at the end of the day, even though as much as I say like he may be a little bit washed just by his age and how things been going, I'm not gonna blame solely everything on him. Yes, he did have a missed layup, which he horribly missed it. Then he fouled the dude at the 3-point line for the game. So it's like he had two back-to-back bonehead plays. Because you think about it, he made the layup. He shoot the three. If you foul him, he got to make three free throws. Or if he even shoot the three, he make the three, you're going back into triple overtime. So it's like he kind of got him in that kind of situation. I mean, for him playing at the end of the game in crunch time like that is still like it's Westbrook at the end of the day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Still Westbrook. But yeah, them two plays, they don't justify the whole game. I feel like it's a team thing with the Nuggets. Like as much people probably don't want to hear that as like the Nuggets themselves should even let them come back from that big lead they had during the game. And I know it's the NBA, people have leads, but like if you get up 25-7 with a little momentum going in the beginning of the game, you got to keep that going. You can't have Ant and them come back in the fourth quarter, and you know what I'm saying? Even though some of them shots he was taking like was kind of crazy, you can't just let them come back in a game like that. And you got to close things out. So I'm not gonna blame everything entirely on Westbrook. I think those were two bad plays for them to lose the game because all he had to do was make two free throws. But at the end of the day, I seen what Shaq said on the post game shit. He definitely should like it's Westbrook, bro. I know you 35, 36. You telling me you couldn't dunk that?
Yeah. You got to go up and dunk that. You got to go up and dunk that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta dunk that, bro. Like, and the way he missed was horribly bad.
Yeah, it was like some Brandon Knight like type miss layup.
Like, you,
Like
you know what I'm
you
saying?
remember
Like,
Brandon Knight like smoked that layup and
yeah,
with Brooklyn. It was like that low key.
like I can understand if you hit the backboard and it rims out a little bit or like it does one of them, but like you hit bottom of the bat, like the side of the basket a little bit. That kind of shocked me. I mean, yeah, it kind of shocked me. I
yeah,
ain't gonna lie. You should just
but
dunk.
I'm gonna be honest though. And again, like, yeah, that was bad. That cost him single-handedly. Like I'm someone that feels like one play can cost your team a game. In this case, it was two plays that cost the team a game. But Nikhil Alexander Walker, bro, like I think he had like 25, 7, and 8 off
Yeah.
the bench.
Hmm.
To me, he the reason they won. Like I know Ant had damn near 40, but like I think Nikhil hit like what three balls, and all six of them were like pivotal, especially like down the stretch. Because him and Aaron Gordon were going back and forth with trading threes for a little bit. Like
Yeah. Aaron Gordon came down, hit a three, and then they came back, gave it to Nikhil Alexander Walker, hit
he
that
didn't,
three
you
by one.
know what I'm saying? So it's like to me, like even though Westbrook did do that, I feel like the biggest reason Minnesota won was because of Nikhil. You know what I'm saying? Without him or without him playing the way he played, I know Westbrook did that. I don't know if Minnesota wins that game without his contribution.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think so either. He stepped up in the biggest moments.
Oh yeah. And that's when Ant said in the post game, like, won because of him. Like
Yeah.
he hit all the big shots. He did everything. But speaking of the Nuggets, Nikola Jokic, he did have a 60-point triple double. Like that did happen, right? And if he would have won, he might have overtaken Shea in the MVP ladder. But with that 60-point triple double, shoot, I think he shot 25 free throws also. No one wants to slander Jokic about that, but let Shea do that and the world's but Yeah, so how tough do you think Jokic is making the MVP race on Shea? Like, do you feel like with this game, the gap is like this? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think this game that did for Jokic in the MVP race?
I don't care what nobody say Shay's MVP. I seen them TikToks when people was coming at my neck saying I was saying I was saying a whole bunch of nothing. I'm gonna say the same stuff over and over again, talking crazy, talking about some Jokic MVP. I'm sorry. I don't care if he had a 70-point triple double. Jokic MVP, I think Shay should win it this year. I mean, I'm not trying to be biased, and I mean, I ain't being biased. I got stuff to prove it because he just came off the Western Conference Player of the Month. 34 points a game, like 7 assists, like four rebounds, shooting 51% from the field, averaging 34.3 points a game. Can somebody please tell me who else is doing that in the league to this day right now? Like right now in this league, who's doing that now? While his team is also 63-12. On the 11, about to be like on a 10-game winning streak, can make it 11 today. I mean, I just feel like I just feel like I shouldn't even have to even remind people this. You know what I'm saying? Like I think the gap was closed a couple games ago. Maybe that Pistons game did it for me. I don't know, but I think Shea really is he not even unanimous, but I don't think this MVP voting should be close. I'm sorry. I think Shea's
So,
definitely.
so question. So like we talked about this like countless times, and you would tell me like, yeah, I want Shea to win it, but there is a real argument for Jokic. So you're telling me that that argument is done now. Like it's
You
done.
gotta look at the whole body of work. Like their team is 63-12, multiple winning streaks at a time in one year. Your best player is averaging 33 points, shooting over 50% of the field, 37 from the field, 3-point line, 90% from the free throw line, averaging 6 assists, 5 rebounds. I mean, he's top 6 in defensive rating as a player, just individually. Can make a defensive player, can make a defensive team this year if they would do that. Um, Two-way. I mean, Jokic is doing is crazy. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like coming from the team aspect. Yeah, we think MVP should be individual awards, but I think we talked about it one time. If they're going to keep it as given to the best player on the best team, that's what they need to do this year. If you're
No,
going to, if you want to go back to, because we've seen that before in trends, that's the reason why Steve Nash won it 2 years in a row, best player on the best team in the league. If you're going to do that, keep the trend going. And if because I think if you let Jokic win, the trending is always gonna be flip flop. You're gonna have Jokic, you're gonna go individual, don't matter about the team, then you're gonna go to best player on the best team. I feel like they should go ahead and restart it. Let Shea win it because he's the best player on the best team in the league, and it's hands down the best team in the league. Like we've seen players when he's not even playing, not even just him, it's just when he's not playing. And when you have his other players like J Dub or Chet and them not playing, he'll still go out and get 30, 40. Team will still win. So, I mean, he's the biggest piece for the team. I don't really think it should even be an argument no more. But, of course, what Jokic did is crazy, but I don't think it's an argument. I'm sorry. How do you feel about it?
but yeah, like if the Nuggets had a better record, then I would be like it should be him. If their record was better, if their record, let's say, like OKC is what 63-12.
Yeah.
If the Nuggets were like 60-14, or they were 61-14, 13, whatever, or 61 and
If they
15.
had the Cavs record.
Yeah, if they had the Cavs record, I'd probably say Jokic, not even gonna lie. Only because what he's doing is crazy. Like only three players had a 60-point trip dub. Harden, Luca, and now him. And those are guards. He's a
Right.
big man. And his usage rate is insane, bro. Like they run everything through him. Like so even when he passes the ball, they give it right back to him. Like they legit play through him every play down.
And we say the same thing about Shea, though?
No, I think Shea got more guys that can go get a bucket without his help.
Right, but like, don't he get the ball every time? I mean, he's a point guard.
Not
Don't he?
every time, but he gets the ball 95, 96% of the time.
Yeah, Jokic get the ball every time. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
Jokic.
he gets every time. But I said this on previous videos, like Luca, if Jokic and everyone's mind should be the MVP this year, then Luca should have won MVP last year because he had the best numbers. He averaged 34, 10 and 9, 34 and 9 and 9, and they won 50 games. They were the 4 seed. Like, if that's the logic, then Luca should have won it, not Jokic, right?
Right.
So my thing is, like you said, you gotta stay consistent. You have to, because if you don't, like I said, I invalidate MVPs for that reason. And if they do that same thing again this year, it's only gonna add more fuel to my fire because it's like, see what I'm saying? Like, this is why like I count MVPs when we talk ranking players and all that, but I don't put as much stock into them as most other people do. Because you don't play the game to win MVP, you play to win championships.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, MVPs are a good accolade, it's a great accolade, but it's not the end all be all. The championship is the end all be all. But like I'm with you, but they gotta stay consistent. If they're gonna stay consistent, that's Jay's MVP. They're gonna flip flop, give it to Jokic because he has the best season right now, and the criteria for MVP is in the trash.
I think if they went out and get to 70, like we talked about before, you said the same thing. If they get to 70, he has to win MVP.
If they get 70 wins, I called that. I called that about 3 weeks ago.
You got to. You got to
I,
get to that point.
yeah. But okay, and we talking about OKC in the next question. So do you feel like they're the real team to beat? I'm
Yeah.
talking about in both conferences though. You got OKC and you got Boston.
Yeah.
Cavs, they're the team to beat in the whole NBA.
Yeah. I think so for sure. I don't really think nobody can beat them, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't mean to sound, I don't mean to keep it short and sweet, but it's like, yeah, it's just like, see for the facts. You just gotta look at the facts. Like, look what they're doing. Even when their best players are out, they're still winning games by 20 points. So it's like everybody on the team played defense. We've seen them beat the Celtics comfortably. You know what I'm saying? We didn't see them beat the Cavs comfortably. We didn't see them beat every team in the league comfortably. Like their point margin is like 13 points. Like they beat every team. Like that's their average points of winning. 13. That's the most in NBA history. Like we got like that's some things you just can't let. I know they're young, but that's just some things you just can't get away from.
Question. So on the NBA Game Time app, they got like the playoff picture up there now. Um, with the way it's looking, they got Dallas playing the Kings, and you've got the Clippers playing the Timberwolves. Now, let's say that my question gonna be about the Clippers. If they beat Minnesota in the play-in and they got to play the Rockets in round one, do you feel like the Clippers got a shot to make the West Finals? Because if if the way the playoff bracket is right now, let's say it's going to be like this for the like when it actually happens, they're on the other side of the bracket from OKC. So at the earliest, they're not seeing OKC till the West Finals if OKC makes it there and they make it, right? I think the Clippers can beat the Rockets in round one with a healthy Kawhi. Then it's Denver versus the Grizzlies. Now I'm pretty sure we both got Denver winning that, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think Denver is as strong of a team as they were in years past. Do you see a path for the Clippers with everything they've gone through to get back to the West Finals at best?
So basically saying the Clippers would beat Denver.
Yeah, yeah,
That'd be kind of hard.
that would be hard. But when I think about it, bro, it's like remember when the Clippers was when the Nuggets was dominating the Clippers like that? Like they've lost some key players from that time. Like they've lost KCP, they lost Bruce Brown. They don't got Jeff Green no more. I know he was older, but he was a key piece for them. Like they don't have certain players no more. And I feel like even though the Clippers lost Paul George, I think what they built after that has sustained. You know what I'm saying? Because they brought in Derrick Jones, great defender. They brought in Chris Dunn, another defender. So I think Zubac has took a leap from last year to this year. You know what I'm saying? I think Zubac is a all NBA caliber big man this year. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Jokic is Jokic, but with a healthy Kawhi to pair with that, the Clippers are a different team now. So yeah, I do feel like really, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I think the Grizzlies can give the Nuggets a run for their money. I know they're having their struggles, but Ja in the playoffs, Jaren Jackson, D Desmond Bain in the playoffs, like they're still a good team. I feel like the Nuggets aren't as strong of a team anymore. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I mean, I get what you're saying. The Nuggets they're not as strong as a team like we've seen in in a couple years past, but I mean, you still got Jokic, man. You still got that same lineup that made it to the finals except without KCP. It's like, I don't know, man. I can't really say the Grizzlies right now because I don't really like how the way they playing, to be honest. Yeah, we can talk about Ja, but he's been injured the past 2 years. We can talk about we can talk about how the Clippers can beat them, but it's so factor on Kawhi. Like you already know what James Harden gonna do, pumpkin. Um, so it's like them role players have to step up. Kawhi has to do his thing, average at least 25 to 30. Um, if
But
Kawhi, what
let me ask you this though. Do you feel like the Clippers now are built to be able to get through the playoffs even with James Harden playing like that?
uh
Because James Harden has been shooting, I think, under 40% for the year. Like
yeah, he shoots 39%. It's
shooting
not
39% for the season. And they're still winning. They're still staying afloat. Like,
yeah, they're staying afloat, but like the Rockets is a very good team defensively too. You know what I'm saying? It's a possibility veterans and them having more experience in the playoffs can get past them, but the Rockets is not a team to sleep on.
so you think the Rockets can beat the Clippers in round one? Oh,
I
like who would
mean,
you take in that series?
I mean, I would take right now. I really would think the Rockets could beat them.
So you taking the Rockets?
I will have to take the Rockets. No, I'm gonna take. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Rockets, bro. I'm gonna take the Rockets. Like I'm only saying that because they have good role players, bro. But it's so benefited on James Harden and Kawhi Leonard. Like I don't really think in the playoffs you can get past with just James Harden being a pumpkin and Kawhi Leonard going crazy. And we gotta
Oh,
see him go.
Norman Powell.
He's inconsistent ever since the injury. I mean, if he can get back to the regular 23 a game that he was before, maybe, but I've seen some 4 point games here, some 11 point games like Kawhi can't do it by himself. I see Kawhi flipping the switch, but it's like you ain't gonna just win with just Kawhi doing it because he's not even guarding the best players like that no more.
He's definitely like, yeah, like Kawhi, and it sucks to say, he's past his prime. Like, he's
Yeah,
like, I'm seeing him get got on moves that prime Kawhi, like Spurs Kawhi would never go. Like, I'm talking like you would try that move and he taking that ball from you, going down the other end and dunking it. Like, you know what
exactly.
I'm saying? Like, he's still a good defender. Like, he'll still get in the passing lane. He'll still anticipate, but he's not the claw. He's not the defender that we know. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So I feel you on that. I just feel like, and that's why I feel like they brought in guys like Chris Dunn, Derrick Jones. They got Ben Simmons in it now. I know how you think about him, but he's still a good defender. You know what I'm saying? Like
at times.
at times, he's a good defender. So it's like I don't know. I feel like them full strength and Ty Lue's a good coach. I can see a path. I can see a path. But speaking of the Grizzlies, though, because we gonna get to them. Um, they fired their coach, Taylor Jenkins. When I first saw the news, I was shocked because Taylor Jenkins is a good coach. He's a great coach. You know what I'm saying? Like he's someone I low key like wanted in LA. Like in my mind, like when I was watching how the Grizzlies play, especially like during a couple years ago when I was playing the Warriors in the playoffs, I was like, he's a good coach. Like in a lot of ways, he reminds me of Michael Malone in Denver in some aspects, not all, but some. I did not expect them to let him go. Like that's kind of crazy. Like they just let him go. So they've been on a, I think let's see, they were on a losing streak, right?
Yeah, I think it's 7 games, 6 or 7.
4 games.
4 games.
They're on a 4 game losing streak. I think they were like second or third in the West at one point. Now they're sixth.
Nope.
They're like literally right outside the play-in. Like if they lose again in Minnesota or the Clippers win, they're taking their spot. So it's really bad vibes out there. I feel like I don't know why they would fire Taylor Jenkins, but I saw one report. They were just like, guys were on the same page. I got the GM saying that he made the decision with no player input. Like he felt like that's what he like had to do, what he needed to do. I don't know, but what was your take on that? I know they're on like a little losing streak, but they're still got a winning record. They not like the Suns. You know what I'm saying? Like they're like 45-32, something like that. Still a good team to me. What was your take on them firing him?
I was shocked, and I'm not gonna lie. It's a lot of weird stuff going on because we got coaches like Budenholzer, who's coaching the Suns, who's doing a horrible job with that team and doesn't even think about getting fired. But when you got somebody who has a team that's 44-32, you end up wanting to get him out of there. Didn't he lead y'all to the Western Conference semis like 2 years ago, 3 years ago? Like, I mean, I'm confused. Like the Grizzlies, what was they before he got there? Like, well, how many? I mean, they was good, but like, how many playoffs did they make before he got there? Before they drafted Ja, like,
I don't think they was that good, bro. Because the last time the Grizzlies team was
was Zach
that
Randolph.
nice, Zach Randolph and Marcus Gasol and Mike Conley and all them.
So that's why like, you get the right people in the draft, you build around the right people, and you got the coach who's coaching them. I mean, yeah, they're on a losing game, they're on a losing streak. Who don't go on losing streaks? You know what I'm saying? I think they just got rid of one. They got rid of a good coach. Like. I was not expecting that at all. Like I would have blamed the players for it. I blamed him. I don't know. Like they're winning games without Ja when Ja was hurt and he been in and out of the lineup. They still winning games. Um, that was kind of like that was a weird firing to me. I don't know. That was kind of
Yep.
weird.
You know what I blame? I blame the front office and ownership for the Grizzlies like downfall. Because I feel like right now they're on the decline. Like they're going downward, they're not going up. And here's why. Like a couple years ago when they was that young, exciting team that was winning all these games, they had like Denver, they have guys that aren't there anymore. Like Dylan Brooks. I don't care what anyone wants to say about Dylan Brooks. The man's a good role player. Like he's
Yeah,
a great role player. Like they gave him 80 mil out there in Houston, and look what they're doing right now. Like he was taking the best ball handler. He was a streaky shooter. Like he's not like great shooter, but he get hot. He get hot. They had my man off the bench, backup point guard, Tyus
Ty
Jones.
Jones.
Tyus
Ty,
Jones.
yeah.
Yeah, like you said he was the best backup point guard in the game. I
Mhm.
think everyone thought he was the best backup point guard in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like you lose Dylan Brooks, you lose Tyus Jones. You know what I'm saying? I thought Zaire Williams was a good piece for them.
When he was healthy, yeah.
What? Huh?
When he was healthy, yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was a good like they let him go. For what? Like I remember games when he was starting when Dylan Brooks was out and they lost no steam. Like they lost no firepower. It was still a great team. Like to me, them letting these players go, these key players go, I think that's what hindered them. You know, because they're still a good team. As long as you got Ja, Desmond Bain, and Jaren Jackson, you're gonna be decent. Then
Yeah,
they got Edie in the draft to replace and Steven Adams. I don't think they should have got rid of Steven Adams. I know he got hurt and was out for the year, think last year, 2 years ago, whatever it was. He was a great piece for them too. He was an underrated playmaker. Like he get some assists, but like I just blame the front office because it's like, bro, you had a great team with great role players that you just let walk out the door.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know like Taj Jones, he's out there in Phoenix not really doing much because they suck. But Dylan Brooks is thriving. Like you got these were guys that you used heavily and you just let walk. You know what I'm saying? Like you got Marcus Smart up in there and you got him up out. He's not even there no more. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. They
I,
they had GG Jackson, they had Vince Williams. What happened to them?
they still got G.G. Jackson. He just don't play a lot.
Where's Vince Williams?
I think he hurt.
Like I said, bro, they had a great team and they let most of them, not most, but they let some of them guys walk. Yeah.
Key pieces walk, and to piggyback off what you said about Dylan Brooks. Everybody need that type of player to get the team going. Even though sometimes he was getting technicals and overdoing stuff, it brought energy to the team. Giving them that little title like, "All right, we don't care how good y'all is, y'all don't phase us. We might be young, but we still got good talent. Physical, I mean, just young and hungry. Like every team has that one player on defense who does everything they're supposed to do on defense, don't even care about scoring. And them the good teams. You know what I'm saying? Like them getting rid of that, you don't have that on your team no more. You don't have the type of player to bring up to get the best player, stop him from getting 30, 25, and then have your team keep scoring. Like you don't have that no more. So yeah, that guy, like you told me they couldn't give Dylan Brooks 20 a year. They that was crazy. It was because he was getting all them texts and the way he was handling himself with them, but he gave them that life, like you know what I'm saying, like that type of mentality, like dog mentality in them. I think that shit rubbed up on Ja, all of them. So like to get rid of that, and he was a veteran in the league, like he had his years under his belt. Teams just be I don't know. To
That
get
was
rid
a great point, bro. That was a great point because I think he was the oldest player on that team or of the core, right? He was there the longest, I believe. And it was the last playoff series he played in Memphis when they played the Lakers. And what asked him about LeBron, he was like, championships are there, the resume is there. I like it. Let's get him, knock him out in round one. You know what I'm saying? Now, but it didn't work out for him.
right.
That's like you said, that's good for a team. Like you need a guy like that. That guy instills confidence in everyone. Like I
It's
feel like without Dylan Brooks, they kind of lost some edge.
Yeah, they lost like the aggressiveness, like not even aggressiveness, like just that toughness.
Yeah.
It's like that demeanor, like you know what I'm saying? Like
And look, and they brought in Marcus Smart to replace that,
and
and
they
they
got
let him go.
and let him go. So it's like y'all, what are y'all doing? Like y'all getting rid of y'all best defensive players, and y'all trying to get more picks or more scores, but you gotta have defense. Like that's when playoff time come. Everybody gotta be able to play defense, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. But hey, that was a good show, bro. A little quicker this time it was. We both got some things to do today or tonight. But we appreciate you guys tuning in. Be sure to follow us on all platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Threads. Um, mainly post on TikTok a lot. We appreciate you guys tuning in and catch y'all next video.
No, next later.